Woodstock was a historical concert that brought people and music together for a weekend of peace and love. In modern days, we've tried to replicate the message of Woodstock with concerts like When You Were Young, and of course the disaster that was Woodstock 99, also covered on this channel, but few have been able to replicate the event's success and message. It's a difficult thing to do, and even within the same year, it proved to be lightning in a bottle. Today, we'll take a look at one of those failed attempts, when the message of peace and love turned violent. Let's talk about what happened at the disaster of a concert that was the Altamont Free Concert, also known as Woodstock West. Woodstock wrapped up on August 18, 1969, but there were plenty of bands and audience members alike who didn't want the music to stop. Talks began to circulate between the band Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane that they should put on another concert in California and have it be seen as Woodstock West. The concert would feature Santana, Jefferson Airplane, the Grateful Dead, the Flying Burrito Brothers, and Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, and the Rolling Stones taking the stage as the final act. The Rolling Stones had been on tour November 7th through December 6th that year, and many, including journalists, thought the ticket prices had been way too high. So in response to this, the band agreed to put on the pending Woodstock West concert free of charge. They just needed to find a suitable location. Originally, the concert was to be held at San Jose State University's practice field. Since there had just been a 3-day outdoor free festival there that had accommodated 52 bands and 80,000 attendees. Unfortunately, the bands were told that San Jose was not in the mood to host another huge festival so soon, so they were forced to continue their search. Golden Gate Park was next on the list. However, a previously scheduled Bears and 49ers football game made the concert impractical. Moving on to the Sears Point Raceway near Sonoma, trouble arose when a dispute with Sears Point owner Filmway Inc. racked up a $30,000 upfront cash deposit from the Rolling Stones and film distribution rights, forcing them to move once again. On the night of Thursday, December 4th, just 2 days before the concert was scheduled to go on, the location changed to its final destination, the Altamont Speedway, due to a suggestion by its owner, Dick Carter. Now they had a location, but it was far from ideal. The quick change in venue resulted in a lack of porta potties and medical tents. It also caused issues with the stage design that could not be altered this close to the concert. The stage had been designed for specifically the Sears Point location, where it would be on a hill overlooking the audience. Altamont, however, had an opposite landscape, putting the stage downhill from the crowd. The stage didn't have any lift to it because originally it wouldn't need any, but now it was rather close to the ground, posing a risk for audience members to get onto the stage if they got out of control. If they were going to do this, they'd need some quick security. The Hells Angels Motorcycle Club is an international outlaw club whose members typically ride Harley-Davidson bikes. There were many law enforcement organizations that considered the Angels to be an organized crime syndicate, as they have a colorful history of ignoring the law. They favored activities including getting drunk and getting rowdy, so why not hire them to be your security team at a concert? Who was to blame for hiring the Hells Angels for $500 worth of beer, by the way, is under debate. While some claim the Rolling Stones management team approached them, after learning the Grateful Dead and Jefferson Airplane had previously used them as security without incident, it was denied later on. According to the road manager Sam Cutler, the only agreement there was that the Angels was to make sure people weren't tampering with the generators. He claimed while the bands were supposed to share the $500 beer cost, he was the one who ended up paying and never got it back. Hells Angels Bill Fritsch recalled the exchange with Cutler at a meeting as, "We don't police things. We're not security force. We go to concerts to enjoy ourselves and have fun." Well, what about helping people out? You know, giving directions and things. Sure, we can do that. So the agreement was muddy, but we know that the Angels were to stand around the stage and were paid with beer. What could possibly go wrong? A whole lot. The first act was Santana, and it went rather smoothly, as there's footage of the act in front of 300,000 calm people. However, as the day went on, the energy started to shift with the crowd and the increasingly inebriated Angels. The audience was starting to become unpredictable, attacking each other, the Angels, and the performers so easily reached on a low stage. A Mick Jagger autobiographer, Anthony Scaduto, wrote, "The only time the crowd was calm happened during a set by the Flying Burrito Brothers, but the day was only getting worse. One person high on LSD ran into a nearby canal and drowned. 2 people were killed in a hit-and-run accident. 6-month pregnant Denise Jukes, the lead singer of a local San Francisco band, Ace of Cups, was hit in the head with an empty beer bottle and thrown from the crowd, resulting in a skull fracture. Someone, most likely by accident, knocked over one of the Angels' motorcycles, so they started to get more aggressive with both the crowd and performers, arming themselves with chains, sawed-off pool cues, and sharpened bicycle spokes. During their set, singer Marty Balin of Jefferson Airplane attempted to calm the situation by jumping off the stage to talk to the Angels, only to get knocked out with a swift punch to the head. After hearing about the little incident, the Grateful Dead no longer wished to put themselves in harm's way and refused to go on. As the sun went down and the final act was about to go on, things would only get worse. The Rolling Stones arrived by helicopter to the venue, and upon emerging, Mick Jagger was punched in the head by a concert goer. Visibly shaken by the incident and how badly the situation had degraded, he urged the crowd to, quote, "just be cool down there in the front, don't push around." During their third song, Sympathy for the Devil, the Stones had to stop their set and wait for the Angels to resolve a violent fight that had broken out in front of the stage before restarting the song. Things were progressing a little better, until the Stones started to play Under My Thumb, when concert-goer Meredith Hunter approached the stage with a few other fans who had gotten onto it. But he was met with resistance when one of the Angels grabbed his head, punched him, and chased him back into the crowd. A moment later, Meredith returned to the stage to try again, only this time he came brandishing a .22 revolver. According to the documentary Gimme Shelter, Hunter's girlfriend Patty Bredehoff begged him to calm down and get back further into the crowd with her, but he was enraged, irrational, and so high he could barely walk. Hunter can be seen in concert footage wearing a lime green suit. As he drew his weapon, Angel member Alan Passaro saw it and drew a knife from his belt before charging him. He stabbed the crazed con-goer twice, killing him.
Splitting, you know, if those cats can't, if you people, we're splitting, man, if those cats don't stop beating everybody up inside. I want them out of the way, man.
And was later exonerated as having acted in self-defense. The Stones were aware of the fighting, but not the stabbing. However, at some point they knew someone was getting hurt enough to stop the song and state, "We've got someone real hurt here. Is there a doctor?" before resuming the song and finishing the set. Some might wonder why they didn't just get out of there, but Jagger stated that if they had abandoned the show, it would have degraded into a full-scale riot. In 2008, a former FBI agent stated that several Hells Angels members conspired to kill Mick Jagger as retribution for the Stones' lack of support of the Angels following the concert and the negative portrayal of the group in the documentary Gimme Shelter, which is counterproductive. They set out on a boat towards the property Jagger was staying at in Long Island, New York, but their plans were foiled when the boat nearly sank from a storm. Altamont was supposed to mirror the peace and love message at Woodstock just 4 months prior, but instead, now it's a symbol for the death of the Woodstock nation. With poor planning, janky security, and a lack of control on the audience, it became rock and roll's worst day. Thanks for watching. For more true crime and horror, please consider subscribing. Game with me on Twitch, follow me on Twitter, and as always, be well.